So hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today's topic is going to be Python string operations. It is again part of my Python basics series, and before starting it further, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for further notifications. So let's get started. So in my previous videos also I have already I think shared how you can declare a variable and initialize with a string. So if you just write a variable x and you assign a string with it, then it will become a string variable. You can declare string with double quotes or with single quotes. So both of the cases you will be able to create a string variable. Okay, so that is simple how you can assign a value to a string value to a variable. Now the next thing is, if my string is, let's suppose, too long. Okay, so I have like some string which is like going for ages, or it could be something like that I want my string to be multi-line. So for example, if you want to create a multi-line string, instead of using double quotes once, you have to make double quotes 3 times. Okay, so basically what you can do is like, this is my channel and I make tutorial videos on it. Okay, so this is a multi-line string. Now, if you just simply print x, you can see that there is a /n operator inserted wherever I have, I have hit enter and I have come over the next line. So this type of string is called as multi-line string. Okay, so if you want to create a multi-line string, either you can use double quotes or you can also use single quotes. So if these double quotes with 3 single quotes, it will be the same thing. Okay, so yeah, you get it. So this is how you can create a single line string or a multi-line string. And yeah, so that was it. Now let's go to another thing. You know what, before going further, I will also tell you one more thing. If you want to create a comment, then I already told you in my previous video, you can use hash, like this is a comment. But if you want to have multi-line comments, then every time you have to do hash and some comment and then hash and some comment. Instead of having hash on every single line, you can just simply write these 3 strings, three times single quote, and write your multi-line long comment. Okay, and that is it. So that's how, if you see a lot of Jupyter notebooks, people are using this type of method, like these 3 single quote method, to write multiple lines of comment in their Jupyter notebook. So don't be alarmed by it. Strings are used in that purpose as well. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's go to the next thing. So next thing is called as how you can simply slice or dice your string. So slicing and dicing basically. Or if I simplify it, how you can create or you can fetch certain characters from your string. For example, if my string is something like Python language, okay, so this is my string. First thing I want to tell you guys is that if I want to fetch any character from my string, for example, if I only want to print the first character of my string, I just have to write x and then this bracket, and you put the index 0 in it, and here you go guys, you see the first character of this string is printed. So in hindsight, strings are basically arrays. They are character arrays. And if you know about arrays, an array always starts with an index 0, and then it's like 0, and then on the first index it's y, and then on index number 2 it's t, and then index number 4 it's h. So it's like that. Python strings are basically arrays, and they start with an index 0, and then their index goes up to the length of the string. Okay. So here you can see we have some long string, and what we want to do is we want to fetch first of all the first character, which we have already got. Now if I simply want to find out the third character, let's suppose. So if you want to find out the third character, keep in mind that because the string is starting from 0 index, if you write here 3, it will actually not give you the third character, it will give you the fourth character. So whatever index you want to fetch, you write that index minus 1. So if I want to write, basically I want to fetch the third character, you can write 3 minus 1. Or if I want to fetch the fourth character, you will write 4 minus 1, or basically 3. So it's basically like if you want to fetch the nth character, the value of this code will be x n minus 1. So it will be like x n minus 1, where if you want to fetch the third character, you will write n equals to 3, and here you go. You will we have printed here t, which means that 0, 1 and 2. So this is the third character, but index wise it's 2, it's second. Okay, so I hope this is clear now. Now we will go to the slicing part of it, or how we can basically find out the substring of a string. Okay, so let's suppose from this long string, all I want to fetch is Python. Okay, I do not want to fetch this word language. I only want to fetch Python. I only want to print that. So how you can do it? To do this, you will write the begin index, that means 0. So this is the beginning index of the word that you want to fetch. So I want to fetch Python. I wrote here 0. And now see what is the length of this word. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Python is 6 character word. So whatever is the length of that word, you will just subtract 1 from it and write here. Whatever is the length of that word, you just write that. So it is like this, that you are saying this is basically the beginning index, and this is the ending index. So I'm sorry, this is not the length of that word, it is basically the ending index. So in this case, because we are starting from 0, so obviously it became the length of that word. But we will see with other examples that this is not the length of that word, this is basically the ending or the end character index in that particular string. Okay, so let's see. If I print this, what will get printed? Python. Why? Because in this kind of slicing, the beginning index character, which means the 0th index character, will be included into the string, but the ending index character, which means the 6th index character, which in this case is this space bar. Okay, because this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 6. So this is a space. So the ending index character is not included. So basically this is not mutually exclusive, but this one is exclusive. Now just another example. Let's suppose I only want to print thon. So I don't want to print Python. I only want to print these 4 characters, thon. So what I will do, I will write the index of the first character of this substring, which is what, 0, 1, and this became 2. So here it's 2, and then the index of n is definitely 5, but because I want to include n in my answer, I will write here 6, and here you will see thon, Python, thon is printed. Okay, so that is how you can slice the string. Basically you have to give the beginning index and the ending index, in which the character of the ending index is not included into the string. Okay, now let's suppose some other example. Like I said here, I wanted to fetch this word Python. Okay, now I don't want to fetch the word Python. I want to fetch the word language. Okay, so we already know that the space bar is on index 6. So if we go by the previous example, what we can do, if you want to write here language, we will just say 7, because L is on the 7th index. And then what is this? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my god, it's so long of a word, right? I don't want to count till the end of it. Basically, what I want to do is I just want to fetch the entire word starting from the 7th index, right? I want to basically fetch the entire string starting from the 7th index. I don't want to count how much letters there are left. So to do that, what you have to do is, if you don't want to restrict the ending of a string and you just want to restrict the beginning of the string, you just give the beginning index. And remember that beginning index is always inclusive. So if you write here 7, the 7th letter will always be included in your answer. And then you can just leave the ending index as blank, don't write anything in it, and you will see language is printed out beautifully, because we started from the 7th character, which was L, and then we didn't give any ending index, so it just printed out whatever string was left after the 7th character. Okay, so this is basically slicing till the end. Now you will say, okay, I do know what's the ending of my string. For example, I want to print Python here. Okay, so you want to print Python here, and you can do the reverse of what I just did with language. You can give the ending index for Python and then don't give the beginning index. So basically, what I can do here is I will give here the ending index 6, and I will not give the beginning index. Why? Because basically I want to start my word from 0th index. So basically this 0 is implicit here. If you are not providing this 0, it will be implicit that this string will start from the beginning and then it will end at an index, at the ending index, which is written here as 6. So basically we will not include the 6th character, but we will include the 5th index character. Okay, so this thing is printing here Python, and it is exactly similar like x 0 colon 6. So this 0 is kind of implicit, so if you do not provide this, it will be the same as that of this one. So you can slice your string to the end, you can slice your string from the beginning, and there is one other thing that you can do, which is called as negative slicing. Okay, so you can slice your string by providing a negative index. So you know that all these values which we have been providing are actually index values, right? But what if okay, first of all, what does index value mean, right? So 2 means here the second character, okay, or the second index character. I don't know the second index character, but I do know the second last character. Okay, I know the string from behind. I know that the second last character, I just simply want to print it. Okay, so I want to know what my string will be if I strip like last 2 characters of it, or last 4 characters of it. So how you can do that? Okay, it's very simple. What you have to do is, if you give here -2, so let's suppose your string is, okay, I will write the string here again. So your string was Python language, right? That was your string L. So as you know that the positive indexing works like this, that this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, I will have to make some space for it. And then this is 10. And then let's not complicate it. Let's only take it till 9 characters. Okay. So let's suppose I am only printing a string called as Python lan. So that's how the positive indexing will work. So P is on 0th index, Y is on first index, T is on second index, like this. But how the negative indexing works? Negative indexing works like this. So negative indexing will start from here. So N will be -1. This will be -2. This will be -3. And then this will be -4. So basically what is happening is that negative indexing starts from -1 and it goes up till the length of the, so basically what will happen is this will be -1, -2, -3, -4, and this 0 will ultimately become -10. So there is no 0 in negative indexing. It becomes minus till the length of the string as the first index. Okay. So now hopefully you guys have understood it. So just to ask you now, if you have X like Python language and now you want to print language, I want to print language, but I don't want to use positive indexes, I want to use negative indexes, then how will I print it? Okay, that's because the starting of this word, you want to restrict the starting of this string, but you do not want to stop the ending of the string. So what will be the starting of the string in negative scenario? So this will be E is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8. Okay, so this L will be -8. So what you can do is your string is going to start from -8, and then you do not want to restrict the ending of the string. So you can just keep it as blank, and there you go, language is printed. But if I write here -8, and I only want to print only like lang, I do not want to print the entire word, but only lang. In that case, what you can do is this will become -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5 will be G, but you want to include it. So what you can do, you will write here -4, and you can see that lang is printed. So that's how negative indexing works. It's quite useful when you are trying to find out the second last element or the third last element or something like that. So that's why it's very useful. But these are the basic ways you can play with your strings. Okay. Now we have some methods of strings. So for example, like if I just print my string just like that, it will print it like that. If I want to have only uppercase, I will write x dot upper. If I want all the lowercase, I will write x dot lower. And these are some simple methods. If you write x dot strip, it will just simply strip all the white spaces. Okay, so, sorry, this was not visible here, but if I write like this Python and then a lot of spaces, and then I print this, it will be Python with a lot of spaces. But if I do x dot strip, you will see that it will strip all the spaces from the left side and all the spaces from the right side. The next thing is if you want to replace some character in a string. So if I want to replace, so my x is Python, right? And I want to replace like P with, let's suppose I want to replace P with J. So what will happen? And you will see that it replaced P with J and it became Jython here. If I now print X again, it will still be Python. So you saw that actually these methods are not, so a string is kind of immutable. Okay, so these methods will not be changing the value of the X. They will just give you a new string with a new value. So if you really want to change the value of the X, you have to write something like x dot replace P and replace it with J, something like that. Then if you print X, it will be Jython instead of Python. By the way, Jython is also a language, okay, just for our info. Second thing is, if you want to split your string, so let's suppose my string was Python language and I want to split it, and I want to basically split it into two strings. All you have to do is you have to provide here your delimiter. So basically that character on the basis of which you are trying to split your string. So here I want to split Python and language into two strings, and if I print them out, you can see that I actually received a list of strings in which I am having two strings, Python and language. So these are some basic string methods which are actually very handy, and sometimes you might use them. You already know how we can work with like operators in string. So for example, if X is Python and Y is language, if you want to concatenate the string, or it's very easy, you just have to use a plus operator and then your string will be concatenated. So you can see that if I print Z here, it will be a concatenated string. So that's pretty basic, and you can actually add as many strings as you want. So if I do X is Z equals to X plus an empty string plus Y and then print Z, then it will be a space added between them. So basically you can add as many elements of string and they all will be concatenated together. The next thing is, if you want to, like I told you before, that sometimes I want to add a numeric thing to my string. So one way to do is that simply you can, print something like this, like print Python version is, and if you write here 3.14 and you do that, then you will have this error. So one way to do this addition of or concatenation of numeric elements or of string elements is using this, that you can simply use str function, but there is another way actually. So that way is called as the formatting of string. Okay, so what I can do is I can just write my string here, Python version is, and then I will just create these curly brackets, and what you will do is you will write here format, and then in the format what you will do is you will pass the variable that you want to print. So I pass the variable which I want to print. Now did you see what happened? So basically format method helps us to fill these curly brackets with some values, and these values will just be sent as an argument to this format function. Okay, and whatever value you provide to this format function, it automatically converts it into a string and then simply fills it into this void. So you do not have to like explicitly cast them into a string or something like that. Okay, and you can just concatenate multiple variables in it. For example, like my Python version is 3.14 and I can write and it is installed in Anaconda version something, and then you can just add more value to it like 2.0 or something. So you can see that I can concatenate as many values I want, and you can concatenate string, like I can have another thing like string, and here I can provide Anaconda, and you can see that it substituted this with a string value. Now there is another thing. What you can do is you can write some numeric values into it. So this will be the 0th index, this will be the, let's suppose, second index or third index, and this will be the index number 1. What happens is, let's see what happens in this. So you see what happens. Now my string is printed as Python version is 3.14 and it is installed in 2.0 version anaconda. So what happens is that this 2 will substitute the index 2 value in it. So here in format, the index 2 value is 2.0. So 2.0 was substituted. And here the index is 1. So here in the end, the index 1 value is substituted. So basically, you can write here the index numbers if you are not sure of that the order of the strings which are given in the format are going to match the exact order of these formatters. So if you are not sure that the order of this is going to be same as the order of this, then basically it's better that you can just write here indexes, and then you can provide the appropriate words or appropriate numerals in that particular indexes, and that will work out for you. So that was pretty basic about how you can format your string or how you can substitute values in your string. Another thing is that you can like for example, if I create a string like x is equals to Python is cool. So you can see that if I print x, it prints Python is cool, right? But what if I want to print like Python is double quote cool, like I want to put cool in double quotes? Did you see what happened here? If I write a double quote here, it basically assumes that this string is closing and another string is going to start. So now this becomes a error. This becomes an error and it's invalid syntax. So to make sure that this cool is actually enclosed in double quotes, I will write escape character slash here and then escape character slash here. And now you see what happened. What happened basically is that I have made sure that when this string is parsed, this double quote is escaped. It will not be considered as a part of the closing of this string. It will be considered like a simple part of the whole sentence. And then this backslash will ensure that this double quote is part of this whole string. And then the final double quote will be considered as the closing of the string. So basically these slashes are nothing but escape characters. Now if I print x, you will see that it prints that that Python is double quote cool, like inside the double quote it is printed as cool. Just like this, you can actually escape. So you can use this like slash to escape any character. Like you can have a slash n and then it will put you in a new line, or like you can, I will just show you like Python is slash n cool, and if I do this, then here it is printed as just like this. But if you print it in some text or in your Python editor, then it will be printing in the next line. So just like that, you can use this escape characters to make sure that your string is formatted in a better way. So there are tons of other string methods which you can definitely try on your own. If you go to the Python website, then you will see, if you just Google Python string class, then you will get to know all the string operations inside here, and you can definitely use them whenever you want. But the ones I discussed here are actually the most important one and most widely used as well. So I hope you liked this video and you learned some things from it. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for further notifications. Thank you so much everyone, and bye bye.